Are you able to see my
So
screen?
screen is not visible.
No? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is open, right? Localhost. Yeah. So which one? Ours. Which file is ours? This is the one, na? Lambda functions. Click on it. Okay, we can create a separate file otherwise for map. Go to new notebook. Say okay. Say untitled. Map filter reduce. Okay. Okay, done. So, okay, answer these questions. What happened if I run this? Come on, fast. If I run this, if I run this, come on. If I run this, if I run this, MAPP,
Not different.
map is not defined, right? Map is not defined. Okay, if I run this, if I run this, map. What is the difference between previous one and this one? Everyone knows, right? Okay, this one is like what? This one is like what? You not defined. Okay, still it is not gives me error, means it is a predefined one. So map is like a predefined one. Can anyone talk about the map? Map is which type? Come on. Map is which type? It's like a function, right? Okay, which take maximum how many parameters? If I run this one, it gives me error. Come on. Map take maximum how many parameters? Come on, step by step you can tell. Two arguments or not. Okay, perfect. Okay, answer this one. Now what is the error? Come on, fast.
Object is not expression.
Integer object is not iterable or not. Integer object is not iterable. Okay, whenever you call a map, first, okay, it is checked for two arguments there or not there. Okay, if it is there, it is looking for the second one type. First one used, okay, in another place. We'll see that. Okay, now what is the error? Now what is the error?
Boolean is object is not iterable.
Yes. Okay, here bool object is not iterable or not. Bool object is not iterable or not. Bool object is not iterable. Yes or no? Now, iterable objects, tell me. Iterable objects. Iterable is nothing but iterate. Multiple elements are there. You have to iterate first time in the first iteration, first element, second iteration, second element, like that. Tell me some values. Iterable
String.
objects. String iterable. List iterable. Next. Set iterable. Tuple iterable. Dict iterable. These all are like iterable elements or not? Yes or no? Okay, so any one of this one you can add it. Can I add something like this? Yes. Now, will it gives me any error? There is no error, nothing. There is no error, nothing. But with this output, what I can do? There is no use. With this output, there is nothing. There is no use. Okay, I'm expecting some value from map or not. So it returns me a map object. Internally, there has some output is there. Internally, something is there. So I want to convert that one into list, for example. If you want to convert that one in the list, map returns me this map object, right? Okay, how we can hold one function call value? Function call value gives me what? Function call value gives me what? See, this map you are calling, right? This call gives me what? Function call gives me what? Any function you can call. What it gives? Function call. Function call gives me the return value, right? Yes or no? Function call gives me the return value. Yes or no? Function call gives me the return value. Here, this function call gives me this value, means this is the return value or not. Any function returns anything. Can I hold with what? One variable. Yes or no? See, analyze. Okay, this is the one. Otherwise, this is the result or whatever it is. Now, if you come here, this is my result. Is it your expected result or you're expecting like something else? Some list, set, tuple, that kind of result you're expecting, or you're expecting this one? If you're expecting this one, can you tell me what you can do with this? If you're expecting this one, what you can do with this? If you're expecting this one, what you can do with this? Come on, what you can do with this? Nothing, right? Nothing, right? So that what you have to do? You have to convert this one into list. Okay, I'm expecting list only. So now you have to tell, okay, if I convert this particular map object into the list, then what happened? Come on, then what happened?
Okay.
What happened?
Output should be in the list format.
It should be in the list format. But I already told to you, whenever I call a map, it is check for what? Two arguments are there or not there. My second argument should be iterable object. But first argument, okay, it is not check for the first argument or not. So the first argument, it is not check for the first argument. So the first argument, now it is going to check. Okay, now tell me what he is expecting as a first argument. Function, but my first argument is what? Number. So that what is the error? You can get it.
Integer object is not callable.
Integer object is not callable or not? Yes or no? Integer object is not callable. Tell me, this message already you know, right? This message, okay, this error message already you know. Okay, they are expecting a function received other than function or not? Yes or no? They are expecting a function. What you can call? You can call a function, but received what? Received what? Come on.
Integer.
Integer or not? So that you should have to pass what? First parameter. Function or not. So can I pass the function? Now you got some clarity, right? When it is going to go to the first one, when it is going to take execute the second one. Yes or no? Okay, let's go. How? Function, he said. How many types of functions are there? How many types of functions are there? With name, without name. Without name is lambda. With name is like a named functions. Any one of the function you can give. For now, can I go with the lambda? Yes or no? Lambda. So a simple function I written, okay? Na? Simple function. Will it work or not work? Will it work or not work? No problem. Okay, I'm going to run. If it gives an error, you can explain me the error. Okay, na? See, this is the one. What it means. When you can get this kind of errors. When you can get this kind of error message. Already you know this error message. Multiple times we saw at the time of functions. What it means?
At least one parameter, one argument.
That means, see, in Python, if you define a function without argument means while calling, you should not pass any argument. If you define with one argument means you should have to pass one argument or not. If define a function with or without arguments, if you call, okay, you not match with that arguments list, you can get this kind of errors or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
More or less, if you pass the arguments, you can get the error or not. Here what happens, see, okay, lambda function take 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. That means what? Lambda function, where is the lambda function? This is the lambda function. Okay, how many arguments you defined? You defined how many arguments? Tell me.
0.
0 arguments. Who call this function? Can anyone tell me? Who call this function when the function is expecting whenever you convert into list or not? Yes or no? Tell me. Whenever it is converted into list or not. So whenever you pass like a function, that is okay. First one is like agreed. If it is not a function, you can get like an error is not callable. Now it is a function, but how many arguments they provided to this particular lambda function? They are calling the lambda by passing how many parameters? Come on, how many parameters they are giving? They are expecting a function. Okay, for example, you are expecting a function. If I give the function, what you can do with that function? In general, I'm asking. You are expecting a function. I given that function. What you can do with that function? In general, in your hand, one function is
Call.
there. What you can do? Call it, right?
Call it.
Here also, my list expecting what? First parameter. While executing this statement, my first parameter expecting what? Function. Okay, so I given that function. Whenever I given that function, they are going to call, right? They are going to call by passing how many arguments? Come on. They're passing how many arguments while calling?
1.
1. But you defined with how many arguments?
0.
0. Which one is easy for us? Okay, you want me to ask them to pass 0 argument. You want me to define with 1 argument. Which one is easy? Which one is in your hand? List is
Define
not in your
argument.
hand, right? Define. This is you defined. So this one you can define with 1 argument or not? Yes or no? Come on. Tell me.
Yes.
Okay, now can I run this? Okay, now answer tell me. Now answer tell me.
Into VTS.
2 times.
Print VTS how many times?
3
3
times.
times.
3 times. Okay, next.
1, 2, 3
List.
VTS.
List and define. None.
None.
None. 1, 2, 3. They are giving 1, 2, 3 in the X. Am I printed or not printed X? Am I using not? No, I'm not using X. Yes, no. Okay, so VTS printed 3 times. Why not 2? Why not 4? Exactly. Why 3 only? Why 3 only? Okay, now if you observe, why 5 only? Why not 4? Why not 6?
The list of how many elements is
Yeah.
there?
Why? Because in this particular iteration object, how many elements are there? That many times it is going to iterate or not. Okay, how many elements are there? That many times this particular lambda function called or not? This is only the proof or not? Yes or no? Okay, first iteration, first value called and pass the first value. Second iteration, second value, call that lambda function by passing second value. Third value you can pass it. Fourth, like that. They iterate how many elements are there, that many times it is going to iterate and call the lambda function. Yes, no. Come on, this is only the proof, right? Okay, now my map return type is what? Map return type is what? Come on. Map returns me an object only, map object. But you convert into which value? Into list or not? So my list finally returns me what? Come on. A list of elements, right? Here, how many elements? Like 5 elements are there. Why not 4? Why not 6? Why not 4 or why not 6?
Yeah.
That is also depending upon what? Your iteration elements or not. Now my question is, why nones? That is the question.
They are not returning anything.
Okay, here I'm going to remove print VTS. Okay, na? Just I am going to add like 1. What is the answer? I'm going to add like 1. What is the answer? Come on. Okay, answer only you only see. Okay. What is my answer? Now come to the actual stuff. What is the answer? Why this is? Can anyone explain? Come on.
We're not returning any argument, right?
Yeah.
By default, it is setting as a none.
By default, it is setting as a none. No. Okay, very simple here. If I add 1 here, what is my return value? Lambda function. How many statements you can write in the lambda function? One by one. How many statements you can write? 1. Yes or no? 1. That one statement also treated like a return value or not? Yes or no? That one statement treated like what? Come on. In lambda function, one value treated like a return value or not? Yes or no? So whenever I added like 1, what is the return value of my lambda function? What is the return value? Come on. What is the return value of my lambda function? What is my return value? 1.
1.
So that return value only coming as a elements in the list or not? Here, what is my return value? 1. Here, what is my return value? Something else. Okay, something else. Now, here, what is my return value? This is the question. If you know the answer, done. What is the return value? See, this is the return value or not? Yes or no? Come on. Whatever the statement is that is only the return value. This is the return value. Can anyone tell me how it is looks like if I separately execute this one? What is this one?
Function.
Function, right? Function, right? Function or function call? Come on. Function call. Function call always gives me what? Function call
Return
always
value.
return value, right? Okay, if it is like a return value, can I hold with one variable? Yes or no? Now, if I execute this one, printed, that's okay. That is like actual behavior. But the return value is like A, right? What is the return value here? My A is nothing is returned. A nothing means my print returns what? Finally, none, no value or not. So that this particular statement return value is what? None, right? Yes or no? Print VTS means it's printed the VTS text, but the return value is like what? Return value, what it is going to give it back. The value is what? Printed VTS, that is okay. But print call returns me what? Print call returns me what? Nothing, right? Nothing. So that finally this one is like a none. Okay, so it returns me a none. That the reason. Okay, first time it is like what? First none, and again none only, again none only, again none only. But what about this VTS? What about this VTS? Come on. What about this VTS? Tell me. Come on.
It is printing every call.
Yeah, that is like actual print. Okay, actual print. Okay, actual print. VTS means it is going to print the VTS or not. Actual behavior. Yes, no? Come on. Agreed with me? Yes or no? Agreed with me?
Yes.
So finally, the values are like nones. Done. Now you got some idea, right? Okay, it is easy only. Just you can see like 2 parameters like that. But internally, how it is going to work, you should have to understand. Like this, you have to analyze in future anywhere. If you see the code also, just you have to analyze like this. Okay, then now focus on this one. You used what? Lambda function. They said like use lambda function only or any function. Integer object not iterable, they said. That means not iterable, not callable. Not callable means it's a function. They said like a integer object is not callable, should be like a named function, should be like a lambda function. They didn't tell like that, right? Yes or no? That means my first parameter can be a function that can be any. Okay, either named function, either anonymous function or not. Shall we go with the named function now? Come on, shall we go with the named function? Okay,
Yes.
let's go. Now I'm going to write map. Now you can directly write it. Take how many parameters, how many arguments, I mean. Come on, how many arguments? How many arguments? 2 arguments or not? Now if I run this one, will it gives me an error or not gives me an error?
Error only.
No. Now at this moment I'm asking. At
No.
this moment, it is check for what? Second argument is like iterable or not? Yes, second argument is iterable. There is no issues. But whenever you converted this one into list, obviously now you can get what? Obviously can get like what? Integer is not callable. Everyone knows this one. But here, okay, I want like a not callable means it should be like what? Function. Which function you want this time? This time which function you want? Named function. So can I create a named function? Can I create a named function? Now here I want to add one more cell. Here plus symbol is there, na? Just put, okay, put the cursor on 33, just do plus. Now see, there has opened or not. That means one more, okay, cell opened or not. Here, if you want a function, can I define a function first? How we can define a function? How we can define a function? Def fn. Okay, na? This is the function or not? Simply. If it is like a named function, how many statements you can write? If it is like a named function, how many statements you can write? Any number of statements you can write it. Any number of statements. Okay, na? The first parameter is what? Function. So that can I add the function? Now, can anyone guess? What is the error if I run this one? What is the error? Come on. Take 0 positional argument, but 1 was given. That means what? My list call this particular fn by passing how many parameters? Come on. By passing how many parameters? By seeing this one. One parameter. But did you hold that parameters? I already told to you. Both should match or not. So one is like you can ask to list, don't send it. Another one is like list is sending so that you can hold that one. Which one is easy for us? Which one is in your hand? You want me to talk with the list or you want me to change this fn? Come on. Which one is easy for us to fix this issue? Which one is in your hand?
Change fn.
The function.
You defined fn, yours, right? This is yours. Okay, this is predefined. You are not the person to change it. This is yours. You have to follow their guidelines. They are giving means you should have to take it. Yes or no? So can I? Yes. Okay, na? Now, can anyone tell me the output? Can anyone tell me the output?
None. None.
Exact output.
Yeah, some statement.
fn 3 times. fn 3 times. And tell me, this returns me what? Come on, they are calling this function. They are calling. While calling, what
None.
value they can get it? None. While calling, what value they can get it? None. So that none. How many times they call this function? What is the proof? How many times they call this function? Fn called how many times? How many times my fn called? Tell me, how many times my fn called?
3 times.
3 times. Okay. How it is called like 3? Why not 4, 5 like that? Why? Because based on the elements, based on the iteration values, right? There has 3 values only there. That the reason it is like a 3 times only or not. Yes or no? Agreed with me? So I'm going to write like this. This is valid syntax or not? This is valid or not?
Valid.
Okay, tell me the output. Tell me the output.
Fn, 100.
Fn. Okay, that is like printed. Okay, they called fn means they get what? Written value. In the past, none. But now the written value is what? 100. Okay, they are always returns me the written values only or not. Now this time the return value is like 100, so that my hundreds is going to print or not? Yes or no? Now what is the value?
Sachin Dhoni Kohli.
Sachin Dhoni Kohli or not? Sachin Dhoni Kohli or not? Understood everyone? Okay, this particular one either lambda or either named function or not. Okay, can you give me, hey, I want to go with the named function in this case. I want to go with the lambda. Can you give me one scenario when you can go with the lambda, when you can go with the named? When you can go with the lambda, when you can go with the named?
Lambda for the single line code.
Yeah, I have, my requirement is like only one line of code is there. One line of code is there. Okay, that is one. Another one, tell me. One more point you can tell. That function one time use was only. Okay, if I define this function, any number of times you can use it or not. See this, if I call like this, then what happened? Okay, yes, it is going to execute or not? Yes or no? If I call like this, it is going to execute or not? Yes or no? I have only one line of code. At the same time, that is one time usage only. Better to go with what? Better to go with what? I don't want to give the chance to outside person to call it. Okay, better to go with, come on, better to go with lambda function. Now your requirement is something else. I have multiple statements over there. There is no other option. You should have to go with what? Named function only or not? Yes or no? If it is like a named function, I am not able to restrict. Anyone can call it if they know name. Agreed? Huh? Come on. Okay, now? Okay, then. Now, I have some players runs over there. Okay, 88. Okay, 50. Okay, these are my players runs. These are my players runs. My question is very simple thing. How many players hit more than 50? How many players hit more than 50? 1, 2, more than 50. Okay, those 50s only I want. Okay, more than 50 who hit, those runs only I want. More than 50 who hit, those runs only I want. Come on. My requirement is, these are the 6 players runs. Among these 6 players, how many players hit more than half century, more than 50 runs? Okay, how many players are there? 1, 2 players. Okay, those runs only I want in the list. I don't want all. Those runs only I want in the list. I don't want all. That is my requirement. Can anyone?
Filter.
Yes, you can go with the filter, right? I have a iterable object is there based on my requirement. I want to filter the data or not. Can anyone tell me the syntax of filter? Come on, filter. Yes. Okay. Next. It's a predefined member. Next. Come on, come on. Next. Filter is which type? Function. Take how many arguments?
2 arguments.
2 arguments. Perfect. Okay. First, tell me the error message. First, tell me the error message.
Is not a
Iterable.
Integer object is not iterable. Perfect. First one or second one? Both are integers only.
Second one.
Second one. So can I add like a runs? Now if I run this one, no problem. It gives me what? It gives me what? Some filter object.
Perfect.
Once you have a filter object, can you convert into what? I want like a list format, right? Now it gives me what error? Come on, first. What is the error?
int is not callable.
Integer is not callable. Okay, now can I run this one? Now if you come here, okay, now if you convert this one into this, okay, see the difference. There is a map is there and there is a filter is there. In the filter, if I run this one, Okay, if I convert into this one, if there is no matchings, nothing is there, simply they're written what? They're not performing any operation on the elements, right? Okay, they said like what? They filter, they're not performing any operation. Their existing values are there, they are filtering. Okay, I asked something. Okay, hey, anyone is like hit 50 runs. Okay, then the time you can say like what? Yes, no. Okay, if it is there, you can give it, otherwise don't give it. That's okay, right? Okay, but map is what? On the elements they are going to perform some operation. That means they need what? Some function or not? Yes or no? Come on. Map on the element. For example, if you take the student marks is there, each and every student you have to add like +5. That means you need to perform some operation or not? Possibility there or not there in the map? Come on. Possibility there or not there? In the map, are you performing some operation or not? Come on. Possibility there or not there in the map? But in the filter, are you performing any operation or just already existing some data is there? Based on the data, you are going to retrieving the data. Are you performing any operation here? Tell me. Are you performing any operation on this particular one? No, I am not performing any operation. Okay, simply what I'm doing? Simply what I'm doing? Okay, just existing some data is there. Okay, just I want to filter it. See, that is also one operation, but compare with map. On the elements, you are not performing any operation or not. Okay, here what happened? You not check any condition. If you not check any condition, then that it is gives me what? An empty list or not? Yes or no? An empty list or not? But is it your requirement? Is it your requirement, or you want me to write some condition? Come on. Is it your requirement, or you want me to write some condition? Come on. Is it your requirement, or you want me to write some condition?
Some
I
condition.
have to write some condition, right? If you not write the condition, means what? Condition failed, means false. If all are like false only, then the time, what is my value? Empty array. But I want to write some condition. For that purpose, okay, same syntax can I use? What is that? Can I use lambda function? Every time, if it is like function, they are going to call. If not, it is like false. What is the condition? Come on. They are going to give the first value first time, second value second time. Your condition is what? Where is my x is greater than this one or not? Now, what is your expected output? Why this is not like this? Can I do something?
Spelling mistake.
Yeah. Okay, can I use VS Code?
Result is the same. Spelling mistake.
Yeah, sometimes it is like a break. VS Code, we can use it. Okay, if it is not work properly.
Result spelling mistake.
Spelling mistake, huh? Where it is?
Result.
Results.
First one.
First one is like, oh, this is the one, right? Okay, this is the one. Now here, can I use like lambda x greater than 50? Yeah, this one, no? Control C, Control Z. Can I copy this one? Now it's okay. Now what's your expected output? This is my expected output or not? That now it's okay, right? If it is like greater than 100, less than 50, then that time. Now it is okay or not? Okay, the filter also, I think, okay, it is going to check for, okay, it is not check, right? Okay, but it is going to check this one is like a function, same like map one, I guess. Okay, we did like a result, we used the previous one, right? Okay, that's the reason it is gives me an empty array. Okay, but this is also expecting like what? Function only, I guess. Okay, same like map only you can think. Same like map only you can think. Okay, so the next one, up here, okay, right? Last time, yesterday we discussed the same thing or not? So one more function also there, real quickly. Okay, you can complete that one also. The another function is like very simple. These are the players, right? Mocks, right? I want to sum of these mocks. That is my requirement. I want to find the sum of these mocks. Can anyone? How we can? In general, okay, if the requirement is like this, I have a list of elements, just I want to find the sum. I want to find the sum. Come on. I want to find the sum. In general, how we can do it? All the runs I want sum.
Reduce.
A reduce method. For example, that reduce method is not there. Then using for loop also we can do it or not. Using for loop also we can do it or not. Okay. By using for loop, how we can? Okay. For val inside runs, so you can get it. Okay. Print val. Then the time you can give all the values or not. Okay. Here what you can do? Here what you can do? My runs equals to 0. Here, come on, my runs equals to runs plus val. Now finally you can get like what? Print runs. Print runs. Now it's okay. Now it is okay or not? Now finally, integer object is not iterable. Why? Integer object is not iterable. Is my runs where it is? Now come here. Okay, runs now executed, right? Now it should be. Where is that integer object is not iterable for val? My runs. Oh, this is the runs, and this one also runs. Now what is my runs? Previous is like what? A list. Now you override with what? Integer, right? So this should not be runs, right? So can I give like what? Total? Yes, no? Come on. Can I write like a total? Yes. Now you can print the total. Now my runs is a list. Previous you override list with integer. That's the reason you get the error. Now you can get the output is like this or not. The same output I want by using reduce method. Come on. I have multiple elements are there. I want to convert that elements into a single value. I have multiple elements are there. How many elements? 6 elements are there. I want to convert into which value? I want to convert into a single value. Then you can go with the reduce. Reduce means what? Okay, decrease. Multiple elements convert into a single value. Then you can go with the reduce. So syntactically, how the reduce is looks like? Let's go one by one. Reduce, reduce. Okay, what is this? What it means? Come on.
Variable is not.
You didn't get the map, this kind of error. For list, okay, the next one is like a filter. You didn't get this kind of error, but for reduce, you get the error. You get the error. What it means? Come on. When you can get this kind of error? One is like you not defined. Another one is like it is not defined by the Python or not. So here you not defined. At the same time, you didn't get the error. So this is also not defined by the Python or not. Directly reduce is not defined in Python. It is defined inside one of the packages that is called as a function tools. So can I use that package? Okay. We have a separate concept is there, modules and package. That time you can easily understand. I used this particular one, okay, 2 times. Can anyone guess? This kind of syntax I used 2 times so far. Function tools. 2 times I used this kind of syntax. Can anyone guess when I used? When I used? Anyone? Did you observe at the time of keywords, whenever I print the keywords in Python, that time I used like keywords related package or not? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? That is one time. Another one is like command line arguments. Whenever I pass some data while executing the program py, okay, some Python program, if I execute in the command prompt in my Visual Studio Code, if you want to pass the data, those command line arguments, if you want to retrieve, then that time also used like what? Some package or not. Okay, this is the third time I used this package. Anyway, after this one, okay, we are going to cover like our modules concept. Then that time you can come to know like what is this from, what is this function tools, import, reduce, these all stuff. Okay, na? For now, just you can remember this particular line, no issues. Okay, reduce, okay, now is available or not available, you can check it. Available or not? Tell me, available or not? Available or not? So Now, can I call this reduce? Yes. Whenever you call this reduce, same story. Okay. Now, what you have to do? Come on. What you have to do?
Pass to all.
Pass two arguments. I pass it like two arguments. I don't know. I just pass it like two arguments. Okay. See this. See the error. It is something different. What is that? See. Okay, must support for iteration, he said, right? Must support for the iterations. Okay, which one is there for iteration here in your hand? In your hand for iteration purpose, which one is there? Come on. For our
This
iteration
one.
purpose, runs there, right? I use it like a runs. Now you can see this. See, I not converted. Compare with map and filter, it is something different, right? Okay, in the map and filter, you not get the error. When you can get the error, whenever you convert to list or not. But here, you not convert into list directly. I need a value. That's it. Now, see this. By seeing this one, what do you want me to do? See, this is the time for based on the error message, you have to fix the errors. Come on. Integer object is not callable. Integer object not callable means first parameter should be what now? Tell me. First parameter is what should be? Should be what?
Yes.
Function, right? Function, right? So can I use the function? What is the function? Lambda. Okay, print. I don't know. Function, only function I written. Now again, based on the error, you can fix that error. What is that? Can anyone guess? Come on. Function is okay, but function argument must function arguments, zero positional arguments there, but how many they given? How many they given?
2.
2. So that can I hold those two? X comma y. In the past, one only they given. On the one only you are performing some operation, right? But here 2. Why? Because if you want to find the sum, at least two values are required, right? Every time. Yes or no? So that they provided like what? 2. Now the condition is like satisfied or not? Yes or no? So what you want me to do with these two? If they give two values, what do you want me to do as per our requirement? As per our requirement, what do you want me to do? I want to find the sum, right? Whatever the previous value and the new value, you have to find the sum or not. Here, see, total is there. Previous total how much? And you have to add the current value. Again, previous total how much? You have to add the current value like this or not. Now, you can find the sum in the lambda. Only one statement is there. That is what? A return statement. Now, if you come here, the value is like what? 239 or not? Okay, you want me to go with this or you want me to go with this? Which one is easy for us? Come on. Which one is easy for us? Which one is easy for us? Reduce or not? Why we go for reduce means, okay, just reduce the elements. I have multiple elements over there. I want to convert it a single value. Then the time you can go with the reduce. Okay, see, you can execute the statement, see the error, try to fix that error. That is only the way of practicing. Understood? Everyone agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you got some idea now? Map, filter, and come on, map, filter, and reduce. Map and filter, there is no change. Again, I'm telling map and filter, no change. Okay, here it is expecting like what? Function only. Map and filter, no change. But reduce, something is like what? Something different. You know, based on the error messages, you are able to fix it or not. Yes or no? Reduce directly, it is expecting first one is like a function, second one is like a iterable object. This function call by passing two values so that you have to hold it, and with the two values you can find the sum whatever you want. You can return that value, that written value, final written value only you can get as an output. Okay na? Any questions so far? Agreed with me? Okay, now onwards you can go to ChatGPT or some other websites. Just check Python small programs. Okay, you can type like basic Python programs. This is the time. Okay, you can try to analyze. You can understand the syntax. Got my point? Okay. Okay, then we'll continue remaining things in the next session. Next session, we are going to discuss about the decorator functions. After that, we are going to start our sequence data types like list, set, tuple, or OOPS concepts. Any one of these one we can start. Okay. Up to here, you can practice on daily basis. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, can you join a little bit early? Okay, like 6:30 like that. Can you join 6:30?
Yes.
Yeah, please join 6:30 tomorrow. Okay.